Folks, hello and welcome to the first episode of Roll the Graphic Please Cup O Data, baby! The show where I'll be drinking from my Save Data cup, which you can find on etsy.com/shop/SaveDataTeam. This is not an ad, I just reviewed this mug a lot and figured I'd make a video surrounding the idea, all the while talking about a specific topic. If there's anything specific you want me to talk about, leave it in the comments below. Otherwise, feel free to pause the video, grab yourself a mug, fill it with a drink, maybe even get a snack. Today I'm drinking a bit of coffee. The format of this is, by the end, I'm gonna leave you with a question. And you're gonna feel free to whether or not you want to answer that question. And leave your answers in the comment below. Sit back, let's chat, and let's talk about dreams. And I'm talking about the dream that you had as a kid. That one day the teacher walked in and was like, "Hey kids, what do you want to be when you grow up?" And then you're like, whoa, what do I want to be when I grow up? That feels like ages from now. Little do you know, you're gonna be 20 in a few months, and that just feels insane. 30-year-olds are crying that I think 20 is old. Anyway, and then you see these kids go by with their ideas. I want to be an astronaut. I want to be a firefighter. Did I say astronaut? I mean, I assume astronauts have good asses because of the workout regimen that I have to be in that shit. Sidetracked, welcome to the show. I want to be a policeman. I want to be a lawyer. I want to be whatever. And that's such a beautiful thing. I'd give so much to go back to that and watch kids' responses. You know what's amazing about that? Which is why I'm bringing it up. Kids have no filter. What I mean by that is obviously they have no filter towards others, which is why a kid can sometimes be douchey, not with any malicious intent though, but they also have no filter towards themselves. Think about that for a minute. I'm gonna say it again. They don't have a filter towards themselves. What I mean by that is this. Let's say you want a cookie, right? And you've been working out, you've been putting in the work, you've been watching what you've been eating. Then there's that one cookie. You're like, I want to eat that cookie. But like, do I want to eat that cookie because I haven't eaten one in a while? Do I actually want to eat it? Should I eat it because of this and that? A kid would have just seen the cookie, eaten it, and left. They would not. You're filtering out the part of what you actually want. Because our brain works in stupid ways. Correct me if I'm wrong. To my knowledge, the human brain has not evolved, in a sense, hasn't evolved in a while. So shit like anxiety, for example, used to be helpful before because we lived in the wild. We used to hunt to survive. Anxiety was a survival tool. Now it's just a cumbersome tool in our daily lives. But a kid does not have that filtering thing, does not have any of that. A kid's like, I want this, I'm gonna go get it, and I'm gonna demand it. Whether or not they should be doing that is besides the point. It's just the idea of not having a filter towards yourself is so interesting and intriguing. Moving on to our point right here, if a kid wants to be an actor, they're not gonna think about whether or not that's a profession they should. I mean, a kid I don't think would really understand the concept of acting. Let's say a kid wants to be an astronaut. They're not gonna think about that. Yeah, there's a very slim chance that I'm gonna be an astronaut. Very few people become astronauts. They don't think about that shit. They're like, I wanna be an astronaut. End of story, end of sentence, done, move on. And that's so amazing. Kids can be so passionate because of that. They don't have that predisposed experience about how harsh the world can be. They don't have that anxiety in the back of their head that they should have a safety net. They don't think about any of that. They're like, I want to do this. I want that. End of story. You're gonna notice my grip really shifts, by the way. I don't have a constant grip. This is the one that I use the most, but I sometimes use this or this or this or this. What kind of grip do you use, by the way? I'm interested. Tweet it at me or leave it in the Discord. Both links are in the description. But anyway, if you're interested, by the way, my answer in school was I thought my camera shut down for a second. I wanted to be an aviator because my dad he's not a pilot, like he doesn't fly commercially, but he has a flying license, a pilot's license. Is there a difference? I don't know. And that's not his main job, but he just did that as a hobby. And I remember as a kid, I must have been like 9 at the time, and I went on the plane with him. I think it was a Cessna. I could be wrong, but I think it was a Cessna, and we flew over the shore of Lebanon. I was like, dude, my head is imploding and exploding right now. What is this? And I was so amazed by that. I still really love that experience. That memory is a very fond memory that I have in my head. And so I wanted to be that when I was a kid. The dream's long gone because I guess I threw it aside as a kid, which is my next point. You throw it aside. So many times you throw it aside. I'm not throwing my dream right now aside, as you can tell, but a lot of people do. I've met people, not gonna give the example because I think their examples are a bit too specific and it would feel like I'm calling them out, but I've met people who were like, hey, I wanted to be this as a kid, and I did it as a hobby, but my parents shit on it, so I threw it aside. Or I was told that it's really hard to do, so I just threw it aside. That's so heartbreaking to me, because to me the image in my head is, all these years, you're walking next to your kid self. You're holding hands, you're walking along the road of life, and then someone shits on that dream. You leave the kid behind and you move forward. The kid's crying, standing back there like, why did you leave me? And you keep going. And that is heartbreaking to me. That is heartbreaking. Because you left that part of you that was so pure and passionate for the sake of conformity in society. So many people do that. Most people do that. The amount of people that actually go on and become astronauts, that go on and become singers, go on and become actors, go on and become successful inventors, also known as entrepreneurs. People that actually do that are rare. There's a reason behind that. Not everyone wants to chase their dream. A teacher of mine told me something once, or not told me, it was at our graduation. This is not exactly the situation here. There is no right or wrong, but like he said, a lot of people do the wrong thing. And I don't think it's because they don't know what the right thing is. I think it's because they know what the right thing is, and they realize how hard it's gonna be. And they just go the wrong way because it's easier. And a lot of the times it couldn't be more truthful. I think it's important to keep that kid inside of you alive. I remember having a conversation with a teacher I hold really, really fondly. I will not state their name because I feel like that would not be the best idea. We'll call them EH. If they're watching this video, they know who they are. I'm using they, them pronouns to not specify the gender. And I was talking to the teacher, and like we were graduating, and I was talking to the teacher, and I was like, I really appreciate you, because if you don't know, I have 3 older siblings, by the way. So when you're the youngest, you have to go through the thing where like teachers have this predisposed knowledge of what your siblings are, and they project that onto you. My siblings did really good in school. Especially my brother was a star pupil. My sisters as well, but my brother was a star pupil, and they always projected that on me. And when I was anything less than my brother, they were like, seriously? Except that one teacher. They were always like, you did good. You can do this and this and that next time, but this is really good. Good job. Never made me feel like I even had siblings that were here before me. And I was talking to the teacher, I was like, I really appreciate that you did that, because everyone else just kind of made me feel that it was a lesser version of my siblings. For context, I didn't do bad in school, I just was lazy. I never wanted to study because nothing interested me. And then the teacher was like, no, why are you thanking me? That's what people should be doing. What's beautiful about you is you. The fact that you shouldn't try to be something else or try to be someone else, because hey, you can't be someone else or something else. You can only be you, so embrace it. And I've held on to that conversation I've had with the teacher for this long. Kind of segued a bit away there, but it's still kind of on topic. Keeping that dream alive inside of you is so important. Are there risks sometimes? Yes, sure, 100%. Maybe it's not always a bad idea to let go of that dream. But maybe sometimes it isn't a good idea. There is a point where you should stop dreaming, 100%, and I'm with you on that. But after that, you have 2 choices. Either work to make your dream a reality, or give up on it completely. There is no right or wrong choice. Now the question I throw to you is as follows. Feel free to answer it in the comments if you want to. Should you throw away a dream because you've become an adult, because it is too risky? Or should you keep chasing it? At the very least, keeping it a hobby. Or is it just gonna cumber you if you do that? Is it gonna be too much luggage to hold on to? Leave a comment down below, tell me what you think. Thank you for watching the first episode of Capo Data. As is gonna be a custom for this fucking thing, we're gonna take one last swig together. I have enough coffee for 1 swig. Cheers. I splattered coffee all over the thing. Cheers. Thank you for making it through the first video, watching, having this conversation with me. Again, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. If you want to see more of this, if there's anything you specifically want me to talk about next time, feel free to do that. The topics, again, can range from literally any genre. If you want me to talk about gaming news, about anime, about shows, about media, about... I will never delve into politics. That's the one line that I will draw. If you want me to talk about like a very deep thing, if you want me to talk about just something funny or lighthearted, leave it in the comments. and I will review it. I will think about whether or not I will do it. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for joining me on this video. I'm really fucking excited for this series. I've always wanted to do this and now I'm finally doing it. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. As always, stay safe. Peace.